going on, guys? This is Derek with iLi Academy. Today is Monday, September 10th, and so I'm going to try to do a quick show here. I'm going to try to do a quick show here, so if for some reason our internet doesn't kind of catch on, it's just that we've been having like some major internet issues here. I don't know, just started kind of like the towards the end of last week, middle to the end of last week. We just started getting some real internet issues where the internet just is not connecting. So for those of you that are watching the replay, that might be the best place to kind of get our show for the next few days or whatever it's going to be. It looks like they haven't really, I don't know, they rectified part of the problem because it started to, every night it was going out about 3:30 in the morning. It would disappear and then it wouldn't come back to like 11, 12 the next day. So that's part of living here in Brazil. I'm not going to complain. That's just part of life here. We could be very well without electricity for some time. We could be without, water for some time. It just depends. So that's part of living in another country and part of actually dealing with what we deal with here. So not going to worry about it. I'm going to try to get the show in pretty quickly here. This particular show, we're not broadcasting live, except for I'm trying to do Instagram, but it's just checking the connection. It's not connecting at all. And this internet has been going in and out, in and out, in and out all morning. So this will just be recorded, and I'll go ahead and throw it up. If Instagram decides to come on and do a live, then I'll probably be in the middle of the show when we do that. But I did want to talk about this morning. We did have some news this morning that affected the market. It looks like, actually, let me go over here and let's check out the, that's our podcast. I don't want that. I want to go over here and, I don't know if the internet's going to let me do that. But we did have some news that came out of the European Union that did affect the British pound today. Now at 4:30 a.m. we did get the GDP month-over-month number out of Great Britain, and it came in at 0.3%. The forecast was 0.2%. We also got a manufacturing production number month-over-month that came in minus 0.2% when it actually was expected to grow by 0.2%. It looks like we're live on Instagram right now too. So if our internet keeps going in and out, we'll see what happens here. GDP number actually did beat forecast, which is really great. So that gave the pound just a little bit of strength. But then we just had this announcement too, not too long ago, in the last like hour and a half or so, out of the EU, saying that there could be a Brexit deal that could be done in 6 to 8 weeks or whatever, and it really affected the markets. It affected the charts. If you look across the board pretty much at the pound, we saw like pretty much a spike in all of the pairs. Here's the pound Aussie. The pound CAD had its spike. The pound Swiss definitely had its spike. It actually had been going up overnight anyway. We were long a position in that, and we were able to actually be profitable on that. And then let's look at the pound yen. The pound yen actually did have a nice spike in the last hour, and then the pound US also had that same spike. So we don't really know what that means. It almost, some people are calling it manipulation in the market, because who knows what's going to happen with the Brexit deal. So we'll see if he's true, if it is 6 to 8 weeks, or if it's going to be a longer period than that. But we know that Brexit is coming, so we have to kind of see what's happening and pay attention to the news on that. So we're going to expect some wild swings here. As far as the euro pound right now, the euro pound was affected as well. That actually was one of the positions we were in. We actually had two positions in the euro pound this morning. One of them actually came out profitable. The other one just went a tiny bit profitable, but then after that it got obliterated by the news. So we're down a little bit on that one, but as the senses kind of come back and traders kind of get back to to what they were doing normally, we'll see if this spike actually holds. I almost really doubt it, because sometimes news like this will come out and then all of a sudden it's then all of a sudden people kind of come to their senses and then everything reverts back to where it was. So that's very possible. So let's just kind of go through. I want to go through. Last night we had a really, really, wonderful night of trading. I woke up this morning and I was really shocked because I normally don't sleep all that well through the night, but I don't go to sleep till like 3:30 in the morning anyway, just because I'm watching markets, and while I'm doing that, I'm watching movies or doing whatever it is. I don't have a schedule in the morning where I have to be up at a certain particular time, so I like to kind of be up in and just kind of check out what the market's doing, especially in the beginning of the week. Sunday night going into Monday kind of sets the tone, and I just wanted to see if I'm kind of in the right place with what I'm looking at. And last night we had a ton of trades that were profitable. I mean, I was just kind of mad. I was like, well, somewhere between 3 and 8 o'clock, 3:30 and 8 o'clock. The market went crazy, and we got all this news, and it caused a lot of our positions to actually be profitable, which is not a bad thing. But I didn't get to publish any of them on Instagram, which I normally like to do. And then the internet this morning being in and out, in and out. I've posted like 3 or 4 early. I think 3 early this morning. But since then, I really haven't posted much on there. I do have a Euro Swiss trade that's running right now that's doing quite all right. Then we had a CAD Yen trade that's running. I have a Euro US trade. We have our Euro Pound trade, which is our worst trade on the board right now. We have our Euro CAD trade, and then a US Dollar Yen trade. And all of them are pretty much within striking distance. 4 out of 6 of them are really in striking distance to actually be profitable. So that's not a bad thing. I'm not mad at that at all. I do run a VPS service in the United States as well. Just for situations like this, because I anticipated, having been to Brazil, I kind of understand how things work here and how things sometimes don't work as well. So I have a VPS that I run that runs my trading accounts as well. They're established on those computers as well, and so I don't worry about it when the power goes out here or when the internet goes off here. I don't have to worry about it because I know it's running on that computer over there, and it really is. I think I pay maybe like $10 a month or something for that VPS service. So that's kind of a good thing as far as like our customers for and our students for iLi Academy. That's something that we want to offer as well. That's something that we offer with our mid-level service level and higher as well. You can actually have it put on our VPS if you want to do that, so that you're protected too, just in case you have a power outage or some type of national disaster, or natural disaster, not national, but natural disaster occurs. You have some sort of way of knowing that your positions and everything are still running, they're still being managed, all of that. So that's important. So I just kind of want to run through just a little bit on the charts that we have here. It looks like the Aussie CAD has resumed its downward move here. It did change things to like a buy. We were running a retracement. Looks like we found some support down here right around this level, the 93.70 level or so, maybe just a little bit lower, that between 93.60 and 93.70. And then we kind of broke below that on Friday. We bounced away from that support level a little bit, but now we're kind of approaching it again. So I want to see what happens here. Do we actually eclipse this level, or do we come to that level and bounce? The Aussie has been actually selling off quite a bit. So I almost have this feeling that we're going to continue on the way down. I don't know that I'm in any Aussie trades, and I'm not in any Aussie trades whatsoever right now. So that might be something that I'm going to look for a continuation on. I think I'm going to go ahead and just take off these buy trades that we had on here. I'll just go ahead and delete them. Oops, let's see if I can get right on it here. Oh, wow. Just double click on it, see if it'll cooperate with us here. Oh my god, why does it not want to work here? Okay, so let's go out to a larger chart, and then let's see what we can do here. There we go. I don't know why I didn't like it on that lower chart, but let's go here. We're going to delete that trade. We're going to delete this one. And I'm going to set it up for an extension. I'm going to go ahead and set the Fibonacci extension on this. Just so that we can actually get some trades on the way down. I might actually do just a retracement off this bottom. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a retracement off the bottom. That's going to give us more opportunity to get some trades that are closer in I'm going to just drop my sell orders on each of these levels here. Most of them are going to be sell limits. Yeah, it looks like our internet is down again. No, there it is. So maybe it's just a little bit slow. Looks like we are still connected. So I'm just going to go ahead and set the orders there. They may actually all come. They all may come together. Let me see if I can get this live going again too. So I don't know. The internet is just struggling for us this morning. Oh, looks like we're off again. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna take those orders off for each of these Aussie pairs. Let's see. That's what our problem was, why we couldn't do that. But I'll go ahead and draw in the Fibonacci. We're going to do a retracement on this yen as well too. And then we'll drop our orders in there when we actually have internet connection again. The Aussie New Zealand, we already were running that Fibonacci extension to the downside. So we did have one trade that actually triggered on the 32 level, but the rest of them are still intact, so that's going to be fine. That should run through the VPS. The Aussie US, we did get that little bit of a bounce. We're a little ways from price right now, so I'm not worried about it. I'll have enough time. The internet will come back, within a short period of time here. So I'll be able to go ahead and change those orders out. But I'll just draw my Fibonacci in there and then keep a mental note that we're going to be going short on the Aussie pairs. Looks like the CAD yen, we've got a trade that actually is a buy trade. This buy trade actually is triggered off of the Fibonacci 32% level on an extension. Looks like we're just a little tiny bit profitable right now. So hopefully we get a little bit of a bump here. This is kind of cool because what happened, we can see where it came down here. It found its support around this 83, 82 level. It did bounce, but then when it came back down, when it went to test that level, it didn't quite reach that level again, and then it traded away. And that's part of like a breakout bounce trade that we actually do. That's part of our breakout bounce strategy. So that's kind of cool to, actually see that there, even though we're trading Fibonacci's now, we're not trading breakout bounce. But it's kind of that same similar concept. So kind of helps confirm the buy that we've got in there on our CAD yen. On our Swiss yen, we played this one last week to the downside, just because we just felt like look at how we've been moving off to the right between that 0 and the 32 Fibonacci levels. That's where most of the trading action has occurred, and that's been since August 30th. So it's been well over a week or so of trading that we've actually just been kind of trading off to the right on the Swiss yen. So we did play that to the downside. We're getting a little bit of bounce off the 61.8 level right now where we found support previously here. And but we'll see what continues here. I don't have a lot of orders here. I have this one sell stop order. I'm just going to delete that now. There's no point in having that out there either, and just kind of watch what's happening with the Swiss yen. Euro Aussie, that definitely is benefiting from the Aussie weakness. The euro has actually been rising, over the last few weeks. So we're seeing that Aussie weakness actually play into the Euro Aussie. So we did play that one last night to the upside as well. We did actually have a profitable trade off of that. I'm going to go ahead and fill that buy order in again at that same 61.8 level for the Fibonacci. And of course our internet is out again. So it's just kind of going in and out. So hopefully I'll go back in and I'll place those orders. But hopefully you guys, when you see the recording, you'll know exactly what it is I'm talking about. When you see it, it'll be recorded. It'll be put on YouTube and all of that. Now we see the Euro CAD here. It did jump up and touch our Fibonacci 0 extension level. So we're a little way from our sell at the 32% level. But, I'm not really worried about that. We'll see. My anticipation on that was that it was going to continue to the downside and maybe once it hit that 32, I thought it was actually going to go ahead and hit the 61.8, but it went about halfway and then it just decided to kind of turn around. So we're just going to let that kind of play out. We're not that far off. I mean, let's see, where were we here? Yeah, we're down a little less than 40 pips anyway on it. So I'm not really concerned about it. We'll just kind of let it play out. The Euro Swiss actually did have a nice run up. We did play that off of retracement as well. And it actually moved up beyond the 161.8 level. It's actually hitting this level of resistance that we found previously at 130.02 or so, or 113.02 or so. And right now we're sitting about 112.92 or so. So I think 113 is going to be a little bit of a tough spot here just because we found resistance from there, but I think we continue on. We actually have a trade that's running right now at that 129.92 or so level, and so we'll see if that actually catches on and becomes profitable as well. As far as the euro pound, this is the one that we talked about that just kind of fell away based on that news that we got this morning. We got that news that there may be a Brexit deal within 6 to 8 weeks. And so that really kind of threw a wrench into the markets. The euro pound actually suffered because the pound, being the secondary pair in the currency pair, gained a lot of strength off of that news. We're going to see if it actually continues to hold or if the bulls take over again for the euro. Let's look at the euro yen. We had sell trades in here because we're figuring that was going to continue on. We got a little bit of bump up in the last couple hours on the euro itself. So looking at this, I don't see anything that says that it's really breaking the trend line that we see here. So I'll go ahead and draw that on. It's pretty much what I see so far. That's the trend line. We're touching it right now. So I almost have a feeling that that's just going to touch the trend line and continue on down. So if we're going to make some, we'll just fill in our trades here. I'm not going to change the Fibonacci levels that we've drawn at all there. For the Euro US, it looks like we've got, I've got a buy that got triggered here as well. Looks like that was a buy that we were in, I think, since last week. So we've eclipsed a couple of them. We've actually had a couple Euro US trades that have been profitable for us on the way up, but now we're back at that level again on that 61.8. Where are we at here? We're talking about 116.09 or so, something like that. So we actually were profitable for a little bit, and then it just kind of fell down in the last hour. Let's just see if that momentum continues and it can actually make us profitable once again. We'll see what happens there. There's that momentum to the upside, so I'm just going to kind of leave it the way that it is. But I might look at, let's look at some of the charts. Look at this 4-hour chart. Looks like we're making a lower high here. We've made a lower high. So if we don't come up and really eclipse this 100% level, I don't know that we're going to be turning around here. I think that we might still see a fall. Let's look at the daily chart on it as well. On the daily, yeah, we're nowhere near kind of eclipsing the 161.8 mark. That's up here either, which turned out to be our resistance point up here right around 117 or so. There's a lot of distance to that. There's about 80 pips distance to that. So we're not eclipsing that either. So I have a feeling that we may go ahead and try to retest our low here, this 113.40s area, maybe just a little bit lower than that, 113 to 113.40s. So I think we might actually test that as well. So I'm probably going to, if we are profitable on this trade, I'm probably going to reverse my, reverse my Fibonacci's on that and take this to a different place, to the downside. Let's look at the pound Aussie. Like I said, the pound actually had a nice bump early this morning. Well, not early this morning, just in the last couple hours we had that nice bump. But then we've actually, in the pound Aussie, had this trajectory to the upside. We drew that trend line last week. You can see that is still there on the chart. Let's jump out to maybe like a 4-hour. You can see what the trajectory is. Everybody can look at that chart without any indicators or anything on it and know that this chart, this is trending to the upside. So not really going to change that. I don't think that it changes. I think maybe we stall a little bit, maybe at this 0% level that, was our high. But other than that, I don't think that changes a whole lot. So I'm just going to continue on with that. Let's take a look at the pound CAD. Pound CAD, same thing, same story basically. It's just been rising over the last few weeks. And now we got that nice bump up. And so if the news holds, then we should continue on past the levels where we are now, and then maybe we redraw something in, to take that into consideration. Maybe Wednesday or so. I just want to see what happens. For the pound Swiss, looks like we really got a serious move up. I was expecting a move up, and we did have a profitable trade on that pound Swiss this morning. We definitely had a great trade on it, but I didn't expect it to move as much as it did. But I'm definitely grateful for that because we actually got some really nice trades out of that as well. And then we're hanging out about that 126.85 level. So hopefully that hopefully that will give us some more opportunities there. I just don't know about going long there. We did break this kind of area here, which seemed like an area of resistance for us back on August 30th or so, August 29th, August 30th. We kind of traded to the right around 126.50 or so. So we've eclipsed that mainly due to the news. So I'm just going to kind of sit back on that and just wait on that. It eclipsed the 261% level, which is really, really a big, big move up. So I'm not really going to go ahead and place anything there just yet. Just going to kind of leave things where they are. Here's some noise going on behind me. I have no idea what that noise was, but all right. So for the pound yen, same thing. We had this nice bounce up. It's been a little bit erratic over the last couple of weeks or so. Just we see this huge move up, and then it just it retraced that entire move back down here into the 142, the mid 142 level, and then it's just been bouncing to 144. Just being the pound yen, the pound yen is always just a little bit crazy, so it's just kind of being itself. So as I watch that. We'll see how this news plays out. Do we still get a push to the upside, or do we look for some opportunities to the downside to kind of capitalize off the pressure being off on the bulls? I might actually look at that for some actual retracements. Now the pound US, we were actually expecting some retracement, a continuation to the downside, but that news this morning kind of ruined that for us, but it improved price if that's the direction we're going on. So we're going to watch it a little bit. If we feel like in another couple hours or so and our internet cooperates, we'll probably, look at maybe going ahead and giving an opportunity for those to actually return to their short direction. New Zealand yen, we had a couple of trades that went well on that last night as well too. Had a couple of short trades that actually triggered for us and made us some money there. So we're looking at it right now. This is the 4-hour chart. Let's go to the 1-hour chart so you can see a little bit. We're at the Fibonacci 32% level. We bounced from the 61.8 just below that to the 32% level. So I've got a sell limit in there. Maybe we hit that sell limit and we get to have some more nice trades to the downside. I just don't think that it changes direction all that much here. Let's look at the New Zealand US. We've got a sell limit trade at the 32 already there, just kind of waiting. We'll see if we kind of get there. It looks like it's slowing down a little bit, so our best bet might be the 61.8 level, and maybe we shoot down again and make some more money on those, on those trades as well. So I'm digging that. I'm digging the New Zealand US, kind of have a beat on what's happening there. Not a whole lot is changing. Let's look at the US dollar CAD here. The US dollar CAD was rising, kind of hit our 0% level here and just, kind of fell back on us here. So we've got our sell stops in there at the 23.6 and our sell limit at the 0 level. Looks like we'll probably hit that 23.6 unless something really drastic happens. And then maybe we still head down and go back and test the 129.01 level again. For the US dollar Swiss, we did have a buy stop in there, but I think I'm going to change this direction as well. I think I'm going to go ahead and take off our buy trades here and put in our sell trades. Our pound Swiss went up, but our US dollar Swiss not so much. I think we're going to return to a downward trajectory on that, so I'm going to go ahead and change that one. The US dollar yen, we are approaching our order at the 61.8 level again. We kind of just ticked it here back on Friday. We ticked that level really quickly, and then we immediately just fell, like crazy down through 110, down through the 110.70s or so. And then we recovered, we recovered a lot of that. So it's been a little bit crazy, but we're going to look for a continuation of this dollar yen to the upside to see if we can actually get profitable on that trade as well. So, I do apologize for those that were on Instagram and those of you that who were kind of connecting that way, and then we weren't able to place the trades that we really wanted to place right here today, just because our internet is in and out. We have enough that's on the board, so we're going to be fine. And we had a really great day so far already, so I'm not really worried about it. I have a little bit of a party to go to tonight after about 8 o'clock, so I'll set some orders and things throughout the day and just kind of let those kind of run and just sit. And then tomorrow when I get home, or I don't know, I probably won't come home tonight, I guess, depending on how far it is that I have to go here. But yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll just kind of report on it tomorrow when we do our show. But remember that British news, the news out of the British pound for the British pound was out of the EU. Just be mindful of that. Just kind of keep an eye out, see what's going on with that. As you go, that might affect your trading for the pound. And then, we will upload this show to Podbeam and also to our YouTube channel as well too. So, so remember to subscribe to that too, so that, you know when the update is done and it comes out, it's going to give you a notification maybe to your phone or to your YouTube account. Then you get notifications. So we appreciate the subscribers, anybody who subscribes there. It's awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna head out here now. I do appreciate your time. I do appreciate your patience. Oh, I did want to remind you too that we do have the live Forex trading class coming up next week, starting on Monday at 7 p.m. It's $40 for the class. So hey, come join us for the class. I'd love to, I love to teach. So I want you guys to come and take advantage of the class and learn about how to trade Forex. Just add that other stream of income. Okay. All right, cool. Thank you guys for your time this morning. Sorry for the internet issues, but we'll try to see if that gets rectified, okay? All right, cool. Have a great one. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.